Hello everyone, my name is Bionca Thea Az-Zahra and I'm from Airlangga University, English Development Student Association from Factual and Discursive Reading Class E. Today I'm gonna represent my book report about Divergent. So this is the cover of Divergent by Veronica Roth. The author is Veronica Roth, country United States, language English. The series is called Divergent series. The genre is science fiction, dystopia, and young adult fiction. The publisher is Catherine Taken Books. The publication date April 26, 2011, and there's 487 pages on the first edition of this book. Veronica Roth. The novel is Roth's debut novel and was published a little over a year after Roth graduated with a bachelor degree from the creative writing program at Northwestern University. Roth wrote the novel during her senior year, winter break, and sold movie rights to the novel before she had graduated. She had been working on the series from Forrest's point of view, but decided that he was not the character she wanted for her series. 4 years later, she decided to pick up the novel from a different point of view. Roth wrote the series from Beatrice's point of view. Divergent was published in 2011, and its sequels, Insurgent and Allegiant, appeared in 2012 and 2013. They have proven immensely popular with readers. Divergent and Insurgent both spent 47 consecutive weeks on the New York Times Young Adult Bestseller list. The trilogy has been made into a series of feature-length films starring Shailene Woodley as Beatrice and Theo James as Tobias. The story is set in a futuristic Chicago. Veronica Roth said that for the ones who live in Chicago can see it Chicago if they watch the movie because they can recognize some buildings. Between the beginning and the end of the book, there is about a month pass. It starts in January 2054 and ends in February 2054. Because it's a futuristic and unrealistic place, it has lots of influence on the book. So the main character is Beatrice Pryor or Triss and Tobias Eaton or Four. Beatrice Pryor or Triss, the 16 years old protagonist of the novel. Beatrice was born and raised in the abnegation faction, but chooses dullness because she feels it is who she truly is. However, her aptitude test was inconclusive and she is divergent, a fate that is mysterious but also dangerous. Once in dullness, she begins again under a new name, Triss. Triss is strong-willed, courageous, and reluctant to show weakness, particularly during her initiation into dullness. While she thrives in her new faction, she still feels strong ties to the family she left behind. Tobias Eaton or Four, the initiation instructor for the dullness transfer initiates, including Triss, who eventually becomes her primary love interest. To most, he is known as Four, a name given to him because during his own dullness initiation, it was revealed that he only has 4 fears. Just like Trish, he was born abnegation but chose to transfer to dullness to escape the abuse of his father. At first, he has an elusive, mysterious personality, and it takes a while for him to allow himself to become close to Trish. He's very protective of his loved ones. Synopsis: Beatrice Pryor, actress, lives in a futuristic world in which society is divided into 5 factions. As each person enters adulthood, he or she must choose a faction and commit to it for life. Trish chooses stillness, those who pursue bravery above all else. However, her initiation leads to the discovery that she is Divergent, and will never be able to fit into just one faction. Warned that she must conceal her status, Trish uncovers a looming war which threatens everyone she loves. So there's 3 Divergent series. The first series is Divergent, the second is Insurgent, and the third is Allegiant. Divergent was published on April 26, 2011. The second is Insurgent, published in May 11, 2012, and Allegiant, October 22, 2013. Divergent has been praised for its original fast-paced plot, its readability, and its powerful message of discovering one's identity in the midst of conformity. Set in futuristic dystopian Chicago, Divergent tells the story of a society in which citizens live in affection and devote their lives to cultivating one of 5 virtues: honesty, intelligence, peacemaking, selflessness, or bravery. Because she doesn't comfortably fit into any of the category, Trish leaves her family behind to join a faction different than the one she grew up in, relying themes about belonging, personal choices, and values. So there's 5 factions on this book. The first is application, the selfless. Application always put others before themselves. They dress very simple clothes, never looking into mirrors, and always be there when you need a hand. Second is M.Pd, the peaceful. M.Pd values peace above anything else. They're known for being kind, happy, and laid back. The third is candor, the honest. Candor consider honesty the best quality of a person can have. To them, everything is black or white, honest or a lie. The fourth is erudite, the intelligent. Erudite believe that life should be a constant search for knowledge and that was fought due to a lack of understanding and intelligence. The fifth is dauntless, the brave. Dauntless strive to become fearless and consider bravery the most desirable aspect a person can possess. So I'm gonna tell a little bit story of this book. Introduction. In post-apocalyptic Chicago, survivors are divided into 5 factions: Application the selfless, M.Pd the peaceful, Candor the honest, Dauntless the brave, and Erudite the intelligent. All 16 years old are tested to determine the faction that suits them the best, but they select their own faction at the choosing ceremony. Those who do not complete initiation become factionless, and live on the streets as outcasts. 16 years old Beatrice Pryor cannot choose before she takes the test. Her inconclusive test result abnegation, dullness, and erudite mark her as divergent, and the test administrator, Rory, warns her never to tell anyone. Agonizing over her future, Beatrice decides to leave abnegation her blood and to join dullness. Her brother Caleb chooses erudite. The new dullness initiates jump onto a moving train to the dullness headquarters and are instructed to jump onto the roof. Most make it, but one initiate falls to her death, and another is too afraid to jump. When they are later ordered to jump into the compound in Trace, Beatrice jumps first. Reaching the bottom, she tells the instructor 4 that her name is Trish. 4 explains that unlike the other faction, which accept all successful initiates, only the top 10 dauntless initiates will stay and the rest become factionless. Trish's best friend, several failures initiates like Christina, Will, and all, but becomes into conflict with others like Peter, Drew, and Molly. The conflict. In the first stage of initiation, they're trained in guns, knives, and hand-to-hand combat. Despite her lack of physical strength, Trish finishes in the 6th place. A relationship emerges between Trish and 4, and Trish is pummeled by Peter in a fight. After the first stage, rankings are announced. The 2nd place Peter stabbed the 1st place Edward in the eye. Edward leaves to become factionless, followed by his girlfriend Mira, which allows Peter to take Edward's place as the 1st place initiate. On visiting day, Trish's mother tells Trish to stay strong, but not to bring too much attention to herself during training. Edward stirs dissent against the city's abnegation leadership and accuses its leader Marcus of abusing his son. The rumors are fueled by the fact that Marcus' son, as well as Trish and Caleb, have all left abnegation, which is also allied to the hoarding supplies. The initiates enter the 2nd stage and face hallucinations based on their deepest fears. Trish's divergent abilities give her an advantage and earn her the top rank. Peter, Drew, and all attack Trish and nearly throw her to her death, but 4 intervenes. All beg Trish forgiveness, but she rejects him, and he later dies by suicide. The final stage gathers the initiate's fears into a simulated fear landscape to test their acquired skills. Trish and 4 grow closer, and he lets her into his own fear landscape. She discovers that he has only 4 fears, hence his nickname. In first final fear, Trish also learns that he is Marcus' son, Tobias, and that the claims of abuse were true. 4 uncovers erudite plans to use Dauntless to stage an attack of abdication. Trish overcomes her fear landscape and the Dauntless Initiate are injected with a tracking serum. Trish shares her feelings for Tobias and is later ranked the first at the initiation ceremony. The climax and falling action. The serum transforms the Dauntless into hypnotized shoulder to attack abnegation. Trish and Tobias' divergent abilities allow them to remain unaffected by the serum and escape to the abnegation compound. Trish is shot and they are captured. The erudite leader Jane Matthews, the mastermind of the attack, inject Tobias with an experimental serum that overrides his divergence. Under Janet's control, Tobias oversees the attack from the Dauntless control room. Trish is almost drowned in the tank but is rescued by her mother, who reveals that she is also Divergent before she is killed while she helps Trish escape. Trish is forced to kill Will, who attacks her under the influence of dissimulation. She finds her and Tobias' father and explains the truth behind the attack. They fight their way to Dauntless headquarters, but Trish's father sacrifices himself. Trish is attacked by the mind-controlled Tobias. Unable to kill him, Trish surrenders, which causes Tobias to break free to the serum's control. They shut down the erudite simulation and free the Dauntless. They rejoin the Initiates and board a train to the M.Pd center to find the abnegation survivors. So, why I choose this book? Because I like the character on the book. It's very good and it seems very real. And I like the way this book is made from female point of view. And there's so many things on this book that I couldn't expect to happen. This book is cool, yet scary. What to imagine what life will be like in the future. Life lesson that we can get from this book is follow your heart. It's good to be different. Everyone is afraid. Successful people act in spite of fear. The fastest way to lose is to quit. If you really want something, never give up. We're all unique in our own ways. So this is I'm gonna play a little bit deep about the movie. This is the teaser about Divergent. The movie was released on March 21st, 2014, starring Shailene Woodley as Trish, Theo James as Four, Miles Teller as Peter, and many more.
Divergents threaten the system. It won't be safe until they're removed.
We have to fight back.
Ready.
That's my representation about Divergent, my book report. Thank you for watching.